Hey everybody, Kurt Wallach here, just putting out another hopefully helpful video on mortgage lending to try to maybe answer some questions that are being asked. And so I just wanted to make a really short video today and talk about the 4 C's of lending. What are they? Why do we focus on them? I spent many years as an underwriter before, being in sales management and producing myself. And so really the 4 things that we look at on a loan transaction or a mortgage transaction are credit, capacity, capital, and collateral. So credit, capacity, capital, and collateral. Just really quickly, what are those? Credit, obviously, we all know that one, right? That's when we look at a tri-merge credit report, we look at your FICO score, and then we dig into the credit report a little bit because sometimes there's some anomalies in there. We want to see credit history. We want to see and make sure that everything that's on that credit report is relating to you. So that's credit. So it's very important, obviously, before you go into a real estate transaction to know what that looks like, or to speak to a mortgage professional so that we can take a deep dive into your credit report to make sure that there's nothing that's going to pop out, right? And that's why you want to speak to a mortgage professional before you go into it so we can do a pre-approval and take a look at credit. Capacity, that's just your ability to repay the loan. So what's that? That's income, right? So capacity, we want to take a look at any type of income documentation that you have, how you're coming to us. You might be a W-2 paycheck stub person. You might be paid on a 1099, which then you would have to supply your self-employed income on your tax returns, or there's other alternate documentation types that we can utilize to handle those types of income documentation scenarios. So that's capacity. It's the capacity to repay. It's the analyzation of income, right? The next one is capital. So what's capital? Capital is just your assets, right? Every lender is going to analyze or take a look at your assets, determine what we need for the specific type of loan that you're looking at doing, and then how much is needed for the down payment, the closing cost, and then reserves, which are, the amount of money after close. So most loans require a certain amount of reserves, right? So we want to take a very close look at that, make sure that's all in line so that clearly when you go to buy your specific property or you go into contract, more importantly, that it's all there and the lender has analyzed that and it's correct. Okay, the last one is collateral. Doesn't have to be the last one, but what that is the property itself. So, what are we buying? And of course, that's normally done with an appraisal after the transaction is moving along, right? We will order an appraisal right away. Most lenders will order it right away. And we want that appraisal back. And some of the things that we look for on the appraisal, obviously, is there any deferred maintenance on the property, things appraisers list on an appraisal. And we'll take a deep dive into these things in later videos. But just quickly, sometimes appraisers go out there and they notate certain things called subject tos. And there might be some deferred maintenance, some things that needs to be repaired. You would normally pick that up on the home inspection. And so those should be things that get caught and then are in process to be worked on. But that's really the collateral piece. So it's credit, capacity, capital, and collateral. Those are the 4 C's of a mortgage transaction. Those are the things that we look at. And most importantly, that's why, you want to contact a mortgage professional so that you can have that discussion with that person up front to make sure that you are going in the right direction and so that we can avoid pitfalls along the way, right? So thanks a lot for watching. If you did find this informative and helpful, click like below, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, great. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much and have a great day.